Who wants to hear me talk for 30 minutes? Show of hands. Who wants to hear me talk for 30 minutes? Come on. What's up with that? Okay, I don't either, so we're going to let you all do the talking. What I'd like to do this morning is take 10, 15 minutes just to recap Operation Solemn Promise, the Army Profession and Ethics Campaign, and go over what we've learned so far. We've been through the reaffirmations. We started our training on all of the values. We've been through 4 of them. So what I'd like to do today is have you all, as we go through this, give your thoughts and insights, what you've picked up. Any thoughts that you have, there's no right or wrong answers, and give your thoughts. We have 2 microphones going around the room, so what I'd like you to do is, as I go through my questions, identify yourself, and we'll be sure to get you a microphone. Okay, this is how we're going to roll. There's 3 ways to answer questions. You can raise your hand and volunteer. Okay, let's practice. Raise your hand, volunteer. No volunteers? Okay. Okay, then I can pick. Okay. The third option is I pick you and you get to punk somebody else out. Okay? So, you can only ditch a question that's given to you once, and whoever you pick, he or she cannot come back to you. So, let's go ahead and get started. The first question is, why did DOD, or actually more appropriately, Department of Army, come up with the Army Profession and Ethics Campaign? Why? Show of hands. All right, Mr. Vanderford, no, go ahead. We got a microphone? Hustle, hustle. No, Justin, right here. Oh, first punk out.
Okay, because of some recent incidents where people weren't following the already well-known standards.
Okay.
So to reiterate the standards to the populace, to the community.
Okay. Does anybody have anything else to add to that? Okay, next question. Let's go to this side. What is ATEC Operation Solemn Promise? The gentleman in the green shirt right here.
It's a campaign to retrain all the civilian workforce and military workforce, I imagine, on all the different Army values.
Okay, and what else?
That it's team training. It's supposed to be individual, face-to-face, rippling down from top down to the bottom. Okay, and we call that chain training, and hopefully that's been going on within our formation. Okay, does anybody have anything else to add to that? We started off with the reaffirmations of our oaths. Who recalls from last town hall when the civilian creed was first established? Was it 20 years ago? 30 years ago? Anybody? 10 years ago. Roughly, yeah. It has been a decade, hasn't it? Okay. All right, let's go ahead and run through the values real quick. Let's go to the second tier back here. What is the first value that we entertained? Very good. Okay. Who wants to share through their chain training process what loyalty is? I'm going to find one here. Right here. CW4 Buller.
Loyalty is going to be where you're looking at your teammate to your left and right, male and female, and you're going to basically take care of them, and I mean, you're going to treat them with respect and dignity, and you're going to just make sure that that you value that person and where they're at.
Okay. Does anybody want to add anything to that? Let's talk about all the values real quick. These, let's find somebody over here. Jesse, are these values absolute? Are all the values that we're looking at absolute? Are they zeros and ones? No. Do you get a go or a no-go when you exercise these values? when you behave in accordance with these and act in accordance with these values?
No.
Okay, I promised myself I wasn't going to ask any yes/no questions. Why?
Why?
Yeah.
There's levels of loyalty, there's levels of loyalty, levels of respect. So, levels in all of these values. And it's different for civilians than it is for the Army folks, so there's no yes or no.
Okay, there's no yes or no. Right over here, Mr. Blair, what is the basis of those levels? Are you talking about a spectrum? Are you talking about, what are these levels that we're talking about? How do we know, how do we decide if we are sufficiently abiding a value? If it's not 0 or 1, we can't check a box. So how do we know, what is the scale that we measure ourselves against in terms of goodness and badness, in terms of abiding these values? Mr. Blair.
Just our personal beliefs, the way that we were brought up, also the morals and values that are also established by our commands, by our leadership. It's both up and down.
Okay. Does anybody want to add anything to that? And that's the last time I'm going to answer that or ask that question. Okay. Show of hands. Has anybody to this point found the Army values, the 7 Army values, to be inconsistent with your own personal values? Anybody? Maybe I should have phrased that in a different way so I could get a show of hands. Okay. Well, that's a good thing. Okay. What I work with my folks when we've talked about loyalty, what I've shared with them is that it is my opinion that every value, there's a spectrum. If you put loyalty as at ground zero and you go to the way left, that's treason. Okay? And if you go way to the right, far extreme, what do you have? Unmerited loyalty at times. You become a lapdog or whatever. So in that vein, if you can think about these values being a spectrum, and a wise man once told me that said, look, all of these values are based on priorities, because you can't be 100% loyal to everybody. I'm loyal to my commander. I'm loyal to my wife. I'm loyal to my kids. I'm loyal to my dad. And sometimes there will be in conflict. So you have to put your priorities in place in this spectrum and figure out where it is that you need to lie on that spectrum. Okay, let's go to this side. Where's my microphones? What is the next value that we covered? Guys will never sit on the aisle again. Tom, what is the next value? Close. Who can help him out?
Respect.
Okay. Do y'all understand that leadership, in terms of values, LDRSHIP, that's leadership. So if you go to D, that's duty. Okay? So, Tom, duty. What are your thoughts about duty? And what does it mean to you?
Doing the work the best you can to support the mission.
Okay. Anybody else? Said I wasn't going to ask that? That's fair. We're just recapping. We're not going to give the whole lesson all over again. Who would like to answer the next one? What is the next one? Respect.
Respect.
Okay. Let's go to...
I'll answer that since I have the mic. Respect. That's do it as into others as you want them to be, as you want to be done to you.
Okay. For those of you who don't know Mario Gilbert, Mario joined us a couple weeks ago. He's down, he is our ComSec custodian, and he joined us a couple weeks ago, and we're glad to have you. Thanks, Mario. Okay, where are we this month? We're at selfless service. I need somebody to describe what the spectrum selfless service spans. No volunteers. Oh. Yeah, let's go right over here. I figured you all would be punking each other out all morning.
Selfless service would probably on the far left would be somebody who's always out for themselves. They'd be the last to volunteer. They'd be the last to work through lunch to continue on with the mission. And then the other extreme would be somebody who's so dedicated to getting the job done, they neglect some other part of their life to always be at work. Their family suffers. Some of their other activities in their life suffer. That'd probably be the left and right limits of selfless service.
Thank you. Okay, February starts the next value. So we'll go ahead and roll that beam footage. Ashley, if you would.
Honor. Live up to the Army values. The honor of an American soldier is living the virtues of our profession. It's honoring our country, our forefathers, and our ideals through our actions. To be honorable is to live up to and embody all of the Army values. As honorable soldiers, we understand chivalry and the traditions of our military, and know how each of those connect to decisions we make every day. Objective. Understand the Army value of honor through a soldier's story and how to live it. How can you live up to all of the Army values? Be honest with yourself. Understand the profession. Know what's at stake as a soldier. Respect our traditions and past. Embrace the legacy of our country and our comrades. Honor. It's the result of putting the Army values into action. Honor is the Army profession lived out in choices, actions, thoughts, and words. As we live honorably, we create a legacy for generations to come.
The chain training will begin. Okay, let's go to the next slide, Ashley, and we'll wrap this up. As the three, we kind of look downrange, you know, next week, next month, the next 6 months to see what's coming down the pipe. So what I wanted to go over real quickly with you is just a couple things that you all need to be aware of. You may not be directly involved in these things, but you need to be aware so that you can stand ready to support any mission that may come your way. Okay, for the second quarter, that's now through the end of March, we had TEBC at RTC. You all know by now that's been canceled. Okay, all of the participants were basically Redstone Test Center folks, and we had 14 folks sign up for the course, 10 of which were RTC, in a 40-seat class fill. So they said, well, we're not going to do it. So that's canceled. On the 15th of February, this is a high-vis event. We've got about 25 to 30 GOSES folks coming in. We're sponsoring the PEO Executive Test Day on behalf of ATEC and Lieutenant General Phillips. That will be on the 15th of February. The operations order is out. Your leadership is aware of it, and currently there are no issues, and I don't anticipate any as well. We've got another holiday coming up, 18th of February. Leadership Alabama, you know, we support our community. We support the local community in terms of providing static displays and tours and so forth. Senior leaders from Alabama will be falling on Redstone Test Center on the 8th of March. Our requirements are not known quite yet, but just stand by and be flexible and be ready to support as required. 13th of March, the CG is currently planning to come to give a town hall. As of today, that's tentative, but we're keeping it on the calendar. We'll meet right back here to have the CG come speak with us. That will be on the 13th of March. The next TEBC is in Fort Hood. be aware that all TEBC courses right now are on hold with travel constraints and so forth. They're on hold. So those requiring TEBC, sorry, stand by. We'll notify you just as soon as we get something solid. And then we have the ATEC change of command. That was going to be in that quarter. However, General Del Rocco has been extended into July. So you can delete that ATEC change of command in the second quarter. Looking out to the third quarter. We talked about audits and inspections and so forth. The commander was spot on there every day. We get pinged, pinged, pinged every day. Many of those inspections and audits are in support of Army audit readiness. As you all know, the Army has to be fully audit ready by FY14. So there will be things coming down for that. We've got a DAIG inspection coming. We'll all be participating in that. And of course, we'll have our next town hall in April. Change of command on the 10th of May. Over at the Rotary Wing Center. Thanks, Rich, for hosting that. Then another TEBC, and we'll finish the quarter out with a holiday. That's quick and dirty. Does anybody have any questions? Sir? Sounds good. Be safe. Directors? Thank you very much.